we now have a bit more data when it comes to the burns and shibarium and what's been happening over the past few days. So I want to run through this with you guys to obviously keep you updated on what's happening. So we obviously went through this period where burns were extremely high. These fees got all the way up to, I believe, 8 cents per transaction, which is awesome. Huge amounts of bone being accumulated so it can be used to buy SHIB on the open market and burn it. That's a big deal. Remember, there's now over like $1.2 million or $1.1 million worth of bone that is set to do this with. So that's great. That's a step in the right direction, right? That's exactly what we wanted to see. But now here's the thing. We have that hard fork. We discussed it yesterday. We discussed the fact that the fees were down to 0.002 in burn fees, so 0.2 of a cent per transaction. We had another big day on shibarium, 6.7 million transactions, but yet that fee is continuing to drop. So now, for example, on one of the most recent transactions, 0.1 of a cent is the current burn fee that we're seeing. And again, this goes back to the changes that were made from the hard fork. That's the only thing that this can stem from. If you have the same amount of transactions, essentially, the same amount of load on the network, right? But the fees drop way down, it has to stem from the hard fork. So the question is this a step in the right direction? You know, some people will talk about having an ultra cheap blockchain is the direction that we want to go down. I mean, there's a difference, all right? You can be cheap and still have significant burns. 8 cents per transaction, guys. If you look at Ethereum, that is cheap. I'm okay with 8 cents per transaction. As someone who max will do maybe 20 transactions a day, that's $1.60. I'm okay with that. I think most people would agree. But for us to sacrifice burns instead of for ultra cheap transactions where I can now do, 20 transactions for 2 cents, that's not necessarily the right direction. I don't agree with this path that we're going down. And again, maybe this is a temporary thing. Maybe there's still things being figured out on the network. I don't know. I can't speak for it. I'm not part of the development team. But we've now gone from a period of time where there was over $200,000 in burn fees accumulated per day to now only $6,000. I think that this dissuades a lot of people from continuing to utilize the network. I think it dissuades a lot of the SHIB community from building on the network and promoting the network, right? We got excited about it. We got our hopes up, right? And I talked about this, this project, I didn't think it would continue to mint at the same rate. And it looks like, obviously this is dropping. We can see the transactions kind of coming down today. I'm not sure if that'll be a consistent theme or not, but this is something that I believe needs to be addressed. Obviously, there's been a lot of questions about, the possible burning of bone and now this drop in the transaction fee. The main reason for SHIB users and SHIB holders to utilize the network is to take advantage of the burn, to help the community buy the normal things that they would do anyways. And my concern is that if fees remain this low, we go right back to where we were before. It's not, 8 zeros or 6 zeros, 2 or whatever it was before. It's higher, but I think it's still too low. So I wanted to share that with you guys. That's what's going on right now. Hopefully, again, this is something that can get fixed. I understand making the network more efficient. If you've made it so efficient that load on the network isn't really going to change these fees, then you just need to raise the fee to the extent that it was before. All right. I know that there will be more load as there's more projects built. I know there will be more load as we get into a bull market cycle, but we can start to make these changes now. We can start to get into these times where, again, we are seeing high rates of burn. And that is how you get a community to use your network. That is how you get significant burns and make SHIB hyper deflationary. That is how you can make SHIB the best store of value in the crypto space and have this ecosystem truly flourish. So I appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but I hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.